Yo, what is up? Today I want to make a vibe like Jaded by Drake. It's a really minimalistic R&B track, but it just hits so well. So today I wanted to challenge myself. I'm giving myself 3 instruments to create all of the textures and ambience and melodies for this track. For drums and bass, I'm gonna leave it open, let myself cook a little bit, but for the melodies, 3. And I like to layer. I'm a guy that stacks a bunch of different tracks together to build these cool, complex layers. So I'm not gonna be able to do that. This is gonna be fun. First things first, the foundation for this entire beat is gonna be this evolving pad from Omnisphere. I've been finding a lot of success finding really great patches when I search up atmosphere in the search bar. It kind of gives you exactly what you think, lots of texture and atmosphere. That tab has the most inspiring sounds I've heard since literally getting Omnisphere so many years ago. I then manipulated the sound with 2 Arturia plugins, one called EFX Refract. This kind of does a chorusing kind of doubling effect, and then I put it into this kind of tape emulation, so it's kind of modulated a little bit, cut out some of the lows and the highs. It's giving me a great foundation to then add tape mello-fi, which is add even more lo-fi textures and wobble, just to give it that nice vintage feel. Something interesting that I've been doing when making something feel lo-fi is not actually taking off the top end, but cutting out the lows so it's much thinner, which has been a cool trick. All right, since we only have a few instruments to work with, let's head right to drums. Starting with the kick. Moving on to snare, I was more looking for a rim shot or a perk hit, just something more soft and mellow. Adding in a shaker, and the sauce here is I have this delay on it as well. So I'm kind of playing with the delay as part of the rhythm as well. Open hats. Moving on to hi-hats, I really wanted them to feel played in and live. So I made sure to both manipulate the velocity as I was playing, as well as to kind of push and pull the rhythm a little bit. So it does have this kind of rolling feel. All right, to create more texture, let's record some vocals in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stack a bunch of different takes together, harmonies, lows, highs, to create this really cool wall of textures. I start out with this line.
Yeah, check. Ooh, ooh, how far we come, graduated. Graduated. Look how far we come.
Then I added this simple ad-lib.
Ooh, yeah.
Delay is going to be our best friend in this track because it's so spacey and so sparse. Having the delays fill in these gaps is going to give us really cool rhythm, but also creating a really cool stereo image for this beat. Adding in another layer, playing off of those ad-libs. You'll notice that I'm also leaving a lot of room with these vocal parts because of the delays that are going to take up that space as well. For fun, I'm adding in this layer of runs.
Ooh, it wasn't meant to be. Hey.
Definitely gonna need some Melodyne to clean up the pitch on that one.
Hey. Oh.
Let's check out how we're sounding after Melodyne.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, not too bad. Let's move on to 808. All right, moving on to the second instrument, which is just a higher voiced pad. And this is just gonna add an extra bit of depth and dimension. This will really help lift the choruses and the hook and give it some extra dimension. Together, they sound like this. I'm then adding this really subby bass. For our final instrument, I think we gotta add just a really vibey piano. This is R&B after all. Arranging your beats is going to be really important when you're making Drake-style beats. And so I'm taking a lot of care, building out the arrangement, focusing on how the hook's going to feel, how the verses are going to feel, when to bring the drums in and when to bring them out. So spend a little bit of time, and this is it. Fast forwarded by 1,000 times. And just like that, we got the beat locked in. If you want the beat or the loop, it'll be available on my Patreon. If you're digging the vids, I would love for you to join the crew and hit that subscribe button. We can cook up together. It's going to be sweet. Appreciate you for hanging, and let's check out what we made.